should record.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to BeoTalk 201.
That's right. And this one is for real the last one from this apartment because I'm moving the bed out on Monday. I was refusing to, but it is what it is.
As per usual, if you have a question that you guaranteed need an answer to your question and or topic, super chats are open. As per usual, our friends over, I forgot to put it up, Skinny Play, sell stuff for your B&O, and if you're like interested in an M5 or that sort of thing, oh, bloody hell, you're enormous. It's like we never done this before.
I know, it's awesome.
Like we're
starting from scratch. Is the first episode. We've never done 200 before that.
But there's a link in the description, but also one in chat now. If you buy any two products, you get 10% off. Use our link, and we get a small kickback. Goes straight into the fucking power bill for the channel.
That's right.
Which is highly needed now because it's no longer fun anymore. Yeah, damn it. And we're demonetized, but we'll see how that goes.
Oh well.
And
also the news. The forum is back up. The Bio World is back up.
Yeah,
sort of
like
somehow,
and subscribe. Here, also come join our Discord because I was looking at the forum and I can't really yet make heads or tails out of it. What's what?
I thought the website loaded wrong when I looked at it on my phone. I'm like, swipe down to reload. It comes back the same. Like, oh no, this is the way she is now. So
I mean, massive props for like redoing everything.
Yeah, but I think that's just the skeleton of what's coming back up. If they're gonna be rebuilding it, or if they can even salvage most of the information that I guess somehow got lost or whatever.
I think they can probably salvage it because I mean, it was their own server after all. But again, it's I don't know. It's a bit strange, and I wonder if the app, the BO World app, also needs to be rewritten. Because I never really liked using the website that much, but I loved how the app was for uploading a quick picture or stuff like that. The app always seemed to work better.
Yeah, I never used the app actually. I usually just lurked on the main website on the desktop, I guess.
What I liked about the app really is that the general forum was your main feed, right? And the German and North American and Dutch and French and whatever was all under its own header. So if you went to the main forum, all that stuff was in one giant list. As in, like, if you went to the website. But yeah, so far, Discord is going strong. BeoWorld is back up, so why not use both? I don't mind. I mean, more B&O is more better for everybody. Especially for B&O.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not some supremacist in this. I just personally think the Discord is it's also a bit of a learning curve, and I guess this is just such a big veer from how it used to be that you kind of have to learn how to reuse this site. But
yeah, I agree. For me, Discord was a learning curve too. There we go.
Max asks, never use BeoWorld. What's different? I have no idea really, because I just saw Steve message at about 6, and I saw it at like 7 that BeoWorld was up again. So,
but it looks completely different than what I remember it like. It's
also, I don't know if somebody's from BeoWorld watching us, in which case, congratulations for getting it back up again. But may I make a suggestion for the color scheme? because this sort of off blue with this sort of off bluey text is not that easy on my eyes to read.
Yeah, it is a little tough to read.
So just I mean, it's the first day up again, so I'm not the one to fuss, and I'll probably use it eventually again. I'll just be on Discord with all the Discord buddies. Also, tomorrow you'll be moving your bed, so I'll have another one of these call-in event thingies.
Nice.
Which is scheduled again for tomorrow, same time as last week, which was good fun. So if you're bored or have questions or for any of the sort, then yeah.
Maybe I'll live stream with you moving the fucking bed. Taking apart an Olufsen 10-inch bed.
But yeah,
this
is for anybody that doesn't know, this is what Discord looks like, and we have a tech help and BioVision, and thanks to Karel, I've gotten most of, if not all, of B&O's bloody product pictures. So over today, I've been uploading a shit ton of them.
Nice.
So
these are all their official pics, yeah.
So if you want any picture to grab as a background or whatever, the longer time,
paper.
Yeah, the longer time I have, the more I'll put up there. But
that Smoke Dog grill on the BB-14 was just absolutely killer. I wish they still made it as a part for people to buy for their TVs.
Yeah. I mean, also the white BeoLab 90 with the rose.
The brownstone. Is it rose gold?
Yeah.
Interesting. They were never sold like that.
But you could order them like that.
Mm-hmm. Because that was usually with gold, right? With the gold edition, I guess.
Yeah. Also, by the way,
since 1925.
As per usual, I have subscriber-only mode on YouTube turned on again because of I don't know,
trollage.
It's trollage, and less need to swing the ban hammer. You only need to be subscribed for a minute, but apparently that does it. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't yet already, and or if you want to join in to ask your question.
Yeah, man. I don't know, the gold 5s. Yeah, these are the gold ones. Yeah, my eye hurt a little from it.
But yeah,
I just don't like the gold, and I had to put together. My first contour that I've put together was gold. Beautiful TV, I gotta say, man. I'm really considering
for the bedroom or something like that.
Yeah, well, not now, but once I go, I'm really considering it. I don't know what to come on do with the V1 because I love that TV. I'm not getting rid of it. Yeah, I'm not getting rid of my V1, dog. There's no way.
So, by the way, I also have more or less all your angry vegans in a file somewhere. Like this was free angry vegan even, so they're not as angry. They're just a bit confused.
They're just those dazed and confused, disoriented. It's so funny.
But yeah, like I said, scroll for days. It's becoming even bigger, and then people post their own things, and there's a bunch of memeage like the banana because Brian is on here with his banana chair.
I fucking love that chair, dude.
It looks so bizarre to me.
It's comfortable though. A little bit shitty for it because you can't put your arms properly. Like it doesn't have the arm rests per se. So you just rest it on your belly, I guess.
What does that say about the owners, Brian?
Right. Maybe he's wearing a Velcro gloves and just sticks it on so they'll slide down.
Yeah, well, was
So
it that squish game of back in the day with that sort of American football with those gloves with the sticky? It's
that's
just
right. That's right. Yeah.
but yeah,
There used to be a not a ride, but like you could go in and like jump. Like they would basically dress you in this Velcro suit, and you could go and hop against like a padded wall, and you would get stuck in whichever angle you would land. There's a moment. There's when it was prime of its time with
yeah.
the circle working and stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean in that case, I can keep scrolling for quite a bit
Days and
more.
days.
And yeah, and I still haven't even uploaded everything, but just in case you want all the product pictures, they'll eventually more or less be here. And I also
Cool.
have bigger files. This is still one of the better product pictures in my opinion. I love this stand for the Avant so much.
Hmm.
It's such a cool idea.
That TV when it first came out, man, I was blown away, dude. I was absolutely blown away because it's awesome, and how it sounded too. Sounded wicked.
I mean, it's still a very good TV, especially the Mark One.
Oh yeah, Mark One is to die for now, in my opinion. And if you put the fans in proper and shit, then you're absolutely laughing because that TV won't die.
So we were roughly talking a bit about that. Speaking that we're going to talk a bit about tools and stuff today.
Yeah,
So the European version has the coaxial plug out where you put the fan in the North American version, right? So
exactly.
how would you install a fan in that case in the European version if you wanted
There is no
to?
room.
But
There
like
really is no room. Like
it,
you would have to buy. Um, I've tried those little guys on Amazon. I bought them. They're 12 millimeters wide. 12, 22, 22 mil, 22 mil fans. Very, very small. But they have piss off for circulation for how loud they are.
yeah, but you can go something like I don't know, Noctua. Let's say
But you'd have to go blower fan. That's the best way to do it because they move the most air in a narrow space. The regular fans is just that just blows to the sides. It's nonsense.
no, I get that, but would you dare make a like a little hole in the back plastic somewhere?
The way I would do it
Because
on the
the
back of the
Noctua
Avant.
has like this fan, right? Like it's a 40 millimeter and it runs off of 5 volts, so you just have to plug it into USB and no weirdness. And Noctua being Noctua, it's silent as fuck.
At its max operation because there is no attaining it down. Like I had to solder on two
It's 15
light
dB.
bulbs, but I had on the fan that I had from I took it out of a Toshiba laptop that
Mm-hmm.
I picked up from the recycling bin downstairs, right?
Mm-hmm.
From e-recycling. Took out the fan, cleaned it out. Like it wasn't really that dusty, anyways. Cleaned it out and turn it on. I soldered shit on it, right? Put a USB plug, turn it on, and it just goes at exactly the same speed as the max would allow for the fan to go. Like when when your computer's overheating, like it's fucking thing wants to almost levitate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the speed that I had to reduce down. I had to reduce down the voltage, and I've done it with soldering two Maglite light bulbs from one of those solitaire lights or the those single
Yeah.
uh, double AAA batteries, the little thin ones. So those, but now they're LEDs, so they're harder to find in incandescent, I guess. And unless you're better than me and you can make yourself a circuit with the potentiometer that you can actually dial it down and tune it, or if you're that good, then you might as well just put a thermistor on it and fish the wire down to where the processor is, so it can just start blowing at all times and turns off when the TV's cool enough.
Or if you have a
But
decent electronics store around, you can get resistors.
yeah, but they though I that's
Back in
They
my
do
early,
warm up though.
yeah, sure, but if you put them in front of the fan, they're fine. I mean, I personally did that in my early days of water cooling a PC because the pump ran at an audible level. So I put like 3 resistors in a line and then put it in front of one of the fans that was in the chassis, like ever so slightly,
Hmm.
and that kept it warm,
Going,
but you could
going.
still touch it. Like if there was, you moved it, it was like fuck, that's like burning hot.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't want to do that because I want to introduce more heat into the chassis. So I just did it with those little light bulbs, and I just taped the light bulbs with electrical tape so they don't, you don't see the light inside. And that was it. And I had it first blowing because in North American version that part is actually taped with this like not mylar sticker that they got,
Mm.
and it's actually taped out. So I pulled that out, and that's where I basically had the fan to blow in, and then later on I go to Braver because I'm like, shit, I can actually fit it down there. So I put it down inside the chassis. But if you have the European version, of course, there is a grill where the air, excuse me, is being pulled in even from the side. It's above the HDMI ports, I believe, and in between those boards, and you can force the air inside it that way. That'll keep it cooler. But I honestly don't remember on the inside. It's very, very tight on the insides to put in the freaking fan.
Yeah, well, these 40 mil fans are 20 mil thick, so something like that. And if you like Dremel a 30 mil hole, then you'll have all the airflow you need. But I've never taken the back of an Avant because I never had the
Mhm.
need to.
Yeah, but they do. They are pretty crammed up in there. It's a little different story on the 75 and 85 because the box is bigger at the back, so there is more room, and they actually do have the fans. And if you have a 75 or 85, you can take the fan from above the power supply and move it to the other side and strap it down between the two processors because you can take the wire and unstick it and take the thermistor also and stick it on the processor, and then as soon as you fire up the TV, within fuck, like I think it was within 40 seconds the fan was turned on already. It went.
It kind of shows you how warm it is in there.
So yeah, it cooks. It cooks.
I never really understood why, because like it's a custom AMD board for the video board,
They
and
didn't properly thermally manage it and design thermal management for it properly.
yeah, but not only that, I mean, most AMD chips and even NVIDIA ones have auto shutdown built in, right? Like reach X temperature will throttle down, and if we don't ever lower the temperature by doing that, we shut off.
Yeah,
And
but at that point, you are more or less looking at.
sure, but it's never that hot. Like that happens at like 90 C, which is not hot enough to melt solder. And there's been a bunch of people that basically said that the solder or the chip has more or less desoldered itself because it was that toasty in there.
Oh, I can believe that, especially like if you have the TV somewhere where it's in the sun for a majority of the morning, let's say, or a day, where like whenever you watch it, that can cook it the fuck off. Or if you have it above the fireplace, that really does not help it at all. And that's a lot of the cases here
In that case,
where
I mean, since if you're okay with DIY, wouldn't just like I don't know, let's say a 5 mil slit that's like that wide help just to get the heat out? Like put some mesh on the inside or something, but at least it's like an air opening.
yeah, but that's good as the winter coat for a dead guy because you put that fucking metal panel over top of it. If you cut into the back of the chassis or back of the plastic cover, right?
Yeah.
Because then you put the magnet cover over top of it. So there's really no circulation there.
Hmm.
The only way that I see it is just to have the fan uh, Little bit. There's a little bit of room on the bottom from what I remember, but I can't tell you for sure anymore. But if you
Yeah,
open it up, you'll see it. You'll see where you can fit what. But in the European ones, it's just that goofy board that is in the way.
I guess if you really want to DIY, and since we use less and less cable, you could also hack off the cable and just or the coax plug. Take a Dremel the coax plug off.
Where
Where
you're
it
obsessed with
interferes.
that. You're obsessed with that fucking Dremel. I would just take the board out from the TV. And that's
Yeah,
it.
that could
Unplug it,
work too.
and
No,
then you
it's
have
more
that
so
room.
that somebody on Discord asked, and uh, he's I think in Sweden, and he's very happy with his Avant, obviously. But like many people that aren't
Has the
new
worry.
to BeoVisions, right? And BeoVision
Hmm.
11s are almost harder to get than Avants nowadays. It's like I would love to recommend Avants and say that they're fine for longevity, but that fan basically makes them fine for longevity. But the European version is a bit different.
Hmm. Yeah, that does make it different.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's open it up and you'll see. You'll need some good screwdrivers. I got a couple of those.
Oh, by the way, we have the call for the giveaway later. There's the golden opener and the B&O sweatshirt. Send me a DM on Discord and
You can win it.
yeah, and we'll do that. I don't know, in about an hour or so,
Yeah.
just in case some people missed it last week. Yeah, I'll put the link for Discord again in the chat if you want to win, and if you don't want to win, that's fine too.
Then you don't participate. Then you don't participate.
Yeah.
It's that simple. So there you go. Where's my YouTube's just I want to go live. There we go. Something happened weird. So yeah,
But
if you
you
wanna,
had some tool time that
yeah, I figured.
reminded me of that old Tim Allen show. Was it
Yeah, I
Tool Time
figured
or?
that full time it is. No, I figured since I'm moving everything out of the apartment and might as well go through a couple of things that I use on a daily basis. Let me just move the stuff over. So can we see?
Yep.
Right on. Move my lamp. So this is one of the, I guess I call it a purse. I can put it this. It's heavy as fuck, but this is my toolbox that I basically take on service calls everywhere I go. So first thing that comes out, slippers,
Why slippers?
because I don't walk barefoot into people's houses. Get your fucking feet all sweaty from the shoes and
Oh,
shit,
okay.
and leaving fingerprints like an asshole. Fuck that. Slippers. That stuff. This just came as I guess, a new part of the collection. So that's what comes out, and then more or less a flashlight that comes out if you need to see something. Uh, Two Oakley little pouches. This one has all of the microfibers for cleaning screens and such. This one's got all the stuff. I don't know if you can see it or not. This one's got all the stuff.
I'll make you bigger.
Here,
I'll make myself a lot smaller.
there, we can light this up properly. So this is all the computer deal that I need or carry with me. Two walkie-talkies, because I don't yell at the house or through the house, especially when you need to, when you're on a second or third floor. Uh, Probe camera. This is absolute lifesaver uh, that I use every day, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most used tool. I
Could you,
really
could you turn your
appreciate.
camera up a tiny bit or hold the tool lower? Either or.
There we go.
Yeah, that's
If you
perfect.
can see this way.
Yeah.
So this is an automatic or a motorized screwdriver. This one I use 90% of the time for everything. You can set the torque so it doesn't ruin your screws. You can do it more or less this way. So if you vice grips and such. Then this is, I don't really use this drill much, but it's there when it needs to be drilled. There's the Bio juice that I use. It's basically screen cleaner. This is a pouch that more or less has two what I call the I guess the wing bags. These are sick for going behind the 9,000 or whatever, so you can just take the like from the wall brackets.
Mm-hmm.
And I sit like all the way up to BioVision 465. You can sit on it, and it doesn't pop. Uh, Chargers
That's
and zip ties, and
like
that's
100
basically.
kilos or something.
It's more than that. These are rated for 135. So that's all the zip ties and cleanup stuff. Garbage caddy. This is something that I don't know why installers don't have with them. This is where you throw all your cutaways and shit. And
Yeah,
sometimes
because
we
zip
play.
ties create a lot of mess, and you always find half a zip tie a week later or something.
I don't leave a single hair of wire on the job site when I leave because I don't do that. Label maker. That is also something that a lot of people should consider buying instead of Sharpie on the wires. These are the most expensive tools because these are the B&O crimpers for Cat 7 males.
Mm-hmm.
And just close it up. And this, I don't understand. This might as well be made by Berluti. This costs $700.
Why?
Because it can. So this is the trimmer for if you go this way
Yeah.
or clockwise, I guess, then you're trimming the product cable. If you go counterclockwise, it trims the structure cable, the thick Cat 7s, and then you strip them. I don't understand why. And then to terminate, the female goes here, and then you press it in, and it's done. But yeah, this is the most expensive tool I own. I don't understand why is it so much money, but that's what B&O paid for it. I have one, and I gave one to Nick, and then little like this is from the car parts, like just the prior and shit, but it sometimes comes in super handy. Pliers, everybody's got pliers. Then I got the wire cutting pliers. Always carry a patch cable. This one's got little covers on it so it doesn't dent up the chisels. And before Milwaukee was cool and decided to go into the laser gauging and stuff, this is the little Hilti PD5. Absolutely outstanding, super precise. So I usually only carry what I call a girly tape. It's just a little meter, right?
Mm-hmm.
This goes up to 2 meters, and everything past that, I just go straight to laser, and then it's much faster to deal with everything. Scissors, you always need scissors. This is one thing that I hope that Milwaukee makes at some point, which is a toner, a wire toner. I would really want them to do that.
For
Or make
anybody
that.
that doesn't know what a wire toner is, it sounds
So-
so on the nose, but it makes a sound if the wire is live, right?
Yes. So what you do, you have these little alligator clips that you put onto the cable. Tink tink. You turn this on, right? And you can do it either the tone or connectivity. This one's dead. That's why I carry 9-volt batteries. So we'll fix that. And it sends a signal, and then you go around, and you can find speaker wires in the ceiling and so on and so forth. So it's just a little good wand to get going and finding stuff. Drill bits. You always gotta have drill bits. I honestly wash mine every time I use them, so that's how they look like they've never been used, and there's no shit and stuff and things going on into anything. And more bits, same thing. I do wipe them off when they're needed. So these have a little bit of scarring on them because those were used for drilling out the locks when I was moving the 90s out of the apartment building. I'm not joking, dude. I wish I was. I fucking seriously had to drill the goddamn locks out because they lost the keys and touche honky. So that is the only door that I can get out. So on this side, I have two lights. They're magnetic and they're awesome for clipping onto stuff inside racks and anywhere that you might totally forget about them afterwards. And
How often have you rebought those?
never.
Oh, you
Knock on wood. I forget them a lot, but I come back for them. This is the little battery charger that I have one extra because you'd need one, and no matter what. And a headlamp. Everything in here is more or less Milwaukee because I'm a fan, and I think it looks more professional when people are when you have all the tools in one unison, I think. So that's all there is to my toolbox. Let me just throw it all in. There's really not all of it. This is the inside part. So
This is the minimum you walk into a house with.
this is the minimum that I walk into the house with. Yeah, at any cost. So let's just throw this in here.
Well, wherever I live, you don't have to wear slippers. You can just keep your shoes on. It's fine.
You know what? I've had people to keep. I fucking feel weird, man. I don't walk around in people's houses with the shoes on and whatever. So that's
I
no, I
understand,
don't.
but like I'm giving you permission ahead of time.
So well, permission or not, this is how I call this me wearing a fucking mask, I guess. So front pouch has all the rest of the tools and all the yellow stuff. I wish that Milwaukee had made in theirs. So wire toner. This one also has test the wires, coax phone, and also has the signal, so you can send it down a Cat5 and tone out to see where it is at on
So
the other
does that
side.
also work as a cable validator, or?
hmm You have a little tester, so you can test and it does test for Cat7 as well. A little bit of a USB thing dongle here to charge all the USB equipment. Wire trimmers. This I really wish Milwaukee went into thinner gauges because they think they go only down to 24 if even, but I hope that they would go to something like 32 gauge. Um, Another thing that I wish Milwaukee did better than what they had designed. I bought their Cat 5 crimper or Cat 6 crimper. It doesn't hold a candle to Klein tools for some reason. They just better. This is something that I now almost never use, which is a coax trim cable or a trimmer to get it ready for crimping it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I come across, I do have right angles or whatever. So these are the only tools that are really not uh, Milwaukee. The rest, this is an interesting tool because it's got few in one, and I have a magnet in there, so it's holding all together. I don't know if you guys recognize what this is, but this is a 8,000 screw for the feet.
Well,
And
I didn't
this
because
is
I
the Pentas. This is for the Pentas screws on the feet.
mean the tool for the 18s is so different. It's
Very,
it's
very
that it's
different.
that weird little fork on an angle thing.
So that's my little handy, lifesaver, I guess. This is a new addition. It's a punch down tool from Milwaukee. It works very well. It's got a little battery on it, so you can see your wires better. And it does punch down very nice. My Stubbly, this is one of my favorite screwdrivers. It's got all the bits that you really come
Is it one
across.
also a ratchet one?
Yeah, it is ratcheted.
Oh,
So
that
let me
is
just put it
so
down
much
here.
nicer when they're so small that you can like literally ratchet a bit. Because you
Yeah,
always
yeah,
end
you
up
can.
having to like weirdly claw them in an odd angle.
So yeah, you can ratchet whichever way, right? Well, I guess only two ways, or lock it in and just have it solid. Uh, then I have Allen keys or hex keys in. These are metric, not metric. These are imperial. These are metric ones, and also the torque ones. Spare battery for the hand screwdriver, and then in here I have a specific. This is a drill bit that I was waiting for a tool, or not drill bit, but the torque bit I was waiting for a long, long time. And this is the one that you can take apart the fives with, because it actually reaches down the neck of a BeoTalk 5 if need be to replace a blown mid range. Obviously the wire tester. I don't do electrical, but I do test for it if there's something live or
Well,
not.
you don't want to put yourself under
And
undue tension.
yeah, and this one, it kind of sucks that it's falling apart now. I need to buy another one, but this is it's a magnet on the end, so when you have screws that fall into some crack or whatever into the chassis of
Mhm.
whatever you're trying to fix, then this one doesn't make you cry.
Well, you can
And
at least get to him.
yeah, and that's basically, I would say that's what I walk into the house with, no matter what. Like this is all of it. This one is a little fancy toolbox or toolkit. I have anti-static Q-tips in here, the prior, and a little pokey for the SIM card remover basically, but that's to reset Ubiquiti or whatever you need to, and a little prying tool for pulling out the micro coaxial cables from Wi-Fi antennas inside the whatever. This is a product or a product. This is a little tire iron
Hold it
that
towards the lens a bit more, please. Yeah.
This is a little tire iron that my buddy Nathan gave me. Oh my God. When I first started working with B&O, this fits perfectly a BO4 screw when you're taking apart the when you're taking apart the remote control to clean it. So okay, I can tilt this up. So that's all of and then this one I found this magnet, I don't know where on what, but now this magnet I can just swap it from each screwdriver, and then it really magnetizes the shit out of it. So whatever you're unscrewing, you now have really low risk of dropping the screw, let's say on a floor stand or whatever. And this is the same guy, but it's a Torx Precision screwdriver set. So these are all the Torx that I take apart. The BO6, I guess you could do it with. Same thing, I just have it loaded out the same way. So if I need something, the only one is missing is the little tire iron thing, because I've never seen one again. So that's the more or less the uniquest tool I own, and that's basically it. Front, couple, another spare battery, and there's a spare 9-volt, which might as well just pull one out now, anyways, because I need it for this guy, and a couple blades that I carry on for a little box cutter knife. So that would be, I guess.
Oh no! Oh no! His Skype. Is he still there? Is he still there? Is he still there? Really? What did he hit? Oh, you're back. You blinked out for a long time.
Weird.
You were gone for like 30 seconds or so.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, so anyways, this is the tool, or not tool. This is a pouch that I carry every single. This is a Masterlink tester and PowerLink tester.
Mm-hmm.
That's the sender box, and that's the receiver box. It works like a charm. I have the not old, but the microphone for Avant.
Yeah, for the surround sound.
Yeah. So
but that one
that guy.
Is that 3.5 mil?
It's just a regular headphone jack. Yeah, regular headphone jack. Then BeoSystem 1 update cable, and this one would be for BeoLab 17s, 18s, 19s, anything that has a RJ45 jack nowadays can be updated or checked up on. And then old school Masterlink cable, the updater, right? PC to AV. How it all comes together is you would connect that cable that I just put away.
So basically, you also need a laptop that can receive something like that.
You need, you need something to be running very primitive stuff. For BeoSystem 1, you need an XP, I guess. And then this connects either to the Masterlink port, like a BeoSystem 3 or BB7 when you're updating that. And this one would be like BeoVision 8 and BeoVision 10, and it just connects together. And third cable that you need, because obviously none of those you've seen had USB, so you have a USB to RS-232, and then it goes like you got fucking 3 different connection points to update a television set. So just to give you a perspective on it, mini USB to USB. This one I carry for specifically updating BeoLab transmitter ones, because that one's got a mini USB input, and one has software and one has the little USB sticks. Obviously, they are branded Bang & Olufsen.
Of course they are.
These one of them carries all the special pucks that I have for different clients, and on top pouch is the BeoS6 update. So I have the little crazy service charger that has 2 different power inputs, and obviously power supply, and that's basically it. Something that I don't think that I will ever use anymore or again is the phone update kit. So this is all the Masterlink stuff or whatever, or legacy, I guess. And this is my phone testing kit. So I obviously carry a 1400 with me. This is a update kit for BeoLine 1 base, which had like this weird. Oh no, that's a 6000 or a Beocom 1. That's weird thing that it clips on and it goes to the. So that's what those two prongs on the or a little silver thing or gold things on the back of your Beocom 1 are when you take out the battery. Beocom 2 update kit, which I don't know if anybody's ever seen, but this is what it looks like. It's magnetic, just like the regular base. So just phone just pops on it and you connect it together and go from there. And then this is the BeoLine 1 update kit. So there is that.
I take it
And
those are a
these,
bit more in use still in North America, right? Phones in general, especially with the older
yeah,
generation.
yeah. And then I have these little weird clippers. The reason why they're towed in, because they are good to grab the
C clips and
it,
stuff.
the C-clip retainer from the Beocom 2, and you can pull it out and you can service the battery that way. So there is that. I don't think I got anything inside inside pouch. Oh shit, I do. So yeah, oh yeah, that's the update cable. So that goes from the RS-232 and into the splitter, and then you go into the phone or BeoLine, whatever. So there is that, and up here is the legendary Beocom 5 update kit. So just the cradle and a couple different plugs that you need to hook it up.
Apparently, David wants this to be made into a memory test, and then in like 30 minutes we come back and what's in this box, and everybody has to name it all.
I remember all the boxes. All right, let's see this one. This one's gonna be a little challenging, but let's do that one too. So this is I guess what I would call it, the main service toolbox, or install toolbox. So what I carry with it. Let's see, how to open it properly. So what I carry with it is you see here. So I have vacuum tube, which doubles also as these Klein tools, glow in the dark fish rods that I use in conjunction with pulling cable. So if you need to, hook loop something, that you have a little, pull on shit. It's awesome. So there's that. Use it all the time. This little guy is all of my cutting tools or cutters, blades and whatnot that I have for a little saw that will get into the bottom of.
Wait, so do you also carry a drywall saw? Probably you do, right?
Oh yeah, drywall saw, regular saw. You'll see. There's a lot that fits inside this toolbox, which is quite amazing. Obviously, level can't live without one. Your fucking Dremel that you always drool on. Every tool is powered more or less. I did take out the batteries from the bottom ones because it fits better and so on. This is one of the first lights that I bought. I'm not really happy with it, but it works really well, especially in the racks when you can just hang it and use it that way. But I don't use it much anymore. Those little guys that I have are way more efficient than this. So there's a couple of retired flashlights that I have from the years of having those. Plunge cutter blade, because I have a plunge cutter with down there as well. Voltage meter, cutting tools. So I have a couple flush cutters in each box for zip ties and so on. Scissors, you never know whenever need or when you need them. And these ones are to cut like speaker cables or whatever when you pre-wire, so I don't fuck up my little tools.
Quick intermediate question: can you update a BO4?
No.
It's just, it is what it is. And
yeah, I've never seen a tool to do it. Usually you would order a brand new chassis for it or just a board. So
right, well, quick answer.
yeah, there you go. Screws, Allen key for something. I think it's for one of the tools down there. I also carry, if I have a jacket with me, then I can power it if it's cold out or whatnot. So the heated jacket goes in, and then underneath all of this, I'll just put it down here. It's more easier. I do have one more wind bag in here. You can see, I'll lower it down just a tad. Wind bag. I have a little garbage, sweeper, because when you have crap, you gotta sweep it up. For the rest of it, I use, just unpack all of it. The vacuum, of course. Vacuum has its own battery, but it's not plugged in. So,
by the way, People, this is not sponsored by Milwaukee. Willie is just a super fan.
Yeah, like I don't have any affiliation with Milwaukee whatsoever, other than I love their product and I swear by it.
Well, I do, but I
Packing,
haven't been able to make anything of it yet.
yeah, packing tape, or I mean packing tape, masking tape. I use masking tape a lot. What I also use that I don't have here, but I started to tape like if I'm drilling somewhere, I would take this out and I would tape this onto the wall where I'm drilling, so all the crap falls in. But this tends to be a little tricky to hold the tape on, so I prefer the old school method that I used to use, which is just a sheet of paper. You fold it in half and Bob's your uncle.
Is the can in the box of beer? Is a question from the chat.
No, I do have 2 Perrier cans, one on each side. This one has zip ties as a retainer, so it doesn't flop around. That one is a little loosey goosey. I have a M18 5.0 battery here. There is no tool that really requires it, but I do have it for this one, which is the top-up tool. It just doesn't fit in here. And what that is, you have immediately 110 volts or USB regular or USB-C power immediately. And these can run they can run a Lab 9, no problem, as far as the power is concerned. So
Sweet.
that's I use it for testing usually. Like if you need immediately, something to turn on and turn off, then it's perfect for it. Obviously, hammer, don't leave a house without it, because you never know when you need to bang something out. And then there's like these extender bits that I have if I need to drill something that is impossible because of the joists, how they arranged, and so on and so forth. Drywall saw covered or sheathed in.
Bloody hell, do you clean that? Because
I clean all the tools, even
that's the cleanest drywall saw I've ever seen.
This has cut a lot. But I clean. Like I say, I have respect when I go to people's homes, and I don't want to have shit falling off. Like when you're somewhere in a carpet and whatnot. I don't want to be responsible for mess, so I don't have that going on. The Sawzall, it's an awesome one. It's just not powered because I took the batteries out. There is a little rotary cutter. I bought it for one reason, and I never used it for it because I never been back, and I figured out a different way to do it as far as the install is concerned. So there's that.
Question, is the mineral water for you, or is it for cleaning the tools?
No, that's for me. For cleaning the tools. That's hilarious. 2 clamps. I don't know why I just bought them, but I did use them a few times as far as the clamps are concerned. This goes onto the little mini rotary cutter. It clips in, and then you have a vacuum extraction as well, so you can suck all the shit out as it's flying off it. These are the tool bits that I need to update now, and there's a better version of it. Get in there, bitch. There's a better version of them now, so these are gonna get replaced because this one has seen, it's 6 years old, so it's drilled a lot, through a lot, it hit a lot that it shouldn't have, and so on and so forth.
Still sharp though?
No, it's going.
Well, after 6 years,
good, but after 6 years, I'm giving them the credit. So zip ties again, but these will have screw holes on them and a vacuum nozzle. And then here in this pouch, I have the pads for the sander tool and wheels for the circular cutter and a little mini extender just to get into places if need be.
Question, do you also take a vacuum cleaner with for all the tools and stuff, or?
Well, I just the vacuum cleaner was one of the first ones that I've pulled out.
Oh, yeah.
It's inside the toolbox as well. So there's the vacuum.
So that fits on all the tools.
Yeah, everything.
Sweet.
It just takes a lot of, it takes a little bit to organize it, I guess. Then there's the plunge cutter and right hand drill. This one came in handy in so many different ways when you cannot get into places because of.
When it's like double joisted or whatever.
Yeah, it's a pain in the dick. So this one is perfect for it. Absolutely perfect for it. No, you stay where you are. And then there you go. This goes staying here. Like I said, it just takes a little bit to put together afterwards. So
this is box 2 of 16 or something?
No, this is a box that I use for like this is what comes home or in your home when I'm doing a pre-wire, not pre-wire, but let's say I'm installing a TV on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all what comes with me. Like no doubt about that. Here, let's just put it there. Clamps, bag, and this, and
I'm nowhere near as organized as you, and I'm just now finding out that with moving, I kind of have to buy a bunch of these sort of boxes to organize it all.
yeah.
I mean, I have a toolbox and everything, but the main one I have for my screwdrivers is like piling over. Because it's like, well, I'll use it next month. It's on top. It's fine.
So this is it for that guy. And then I have another one that I bring when we're doing a roughing. So, wow. And for the roughing, obviously the drill, the charger, and I have just go here, I guess. Yeah, come on, don't be stubborn, buddy. So there's a huge extension or extender that if I obviously can't get through something or whatnot, bits and lockdown charger, I guess. I should swap this for a fast charger. This pouch has all the zip ties and cable cutting, like if we need, cut the speaker wires or whatever. So I have these little tough guys here and flush cutters to trim out the rest of the zip tie stuff.
Yeah.
And here, there's a bag of screws. So it's just you load up your pocket or hang it off a D-ring and go from there. Earplugs, always handy. And then a bushel of zip ties. So
do you have stock in big zip tie?
Yeah, I got bags and bags and bags of them. Another bit extender bit just to complement this one if need be. This is one of the weirdest tools I bought, which is it's a drill bit, but it's fucking long. I don't know why I bought it. It was dumb, but I have it now and it works.
I can understand if you find some fire blocking or something and you need to span a great length at a weird angle in a ceiling or whatever.
Yeah, but now I have all the extender bits, right?
Yeah.
This is a Hilti bit that I bought, and it kind of doesn't fit anything. I don't know. It's just a part that I might just get rid of later on. Another extender bit and a right hand clamp for the drill if you gotta get into it properly. And there's the fuel drill. This one actually has that Bluetooth deal, so it's a one key, so you can actually do 4 different presets of what you're drilling into, and it knows by that preset. So if you're drilling into a joist and it catches and it fucking wants to throw your hand, you can preset to just if it goes past 5 degrees, let's say, it shuts the drill off, so it doesn't let you whack yourself into the nails and such. So awesome drill. I won it actually. I never bought it. I won it from the draw when I went back after my accident. I've lost all the tools, so I went to Home Depot and I dropped fucking $3,000 on all the tools that I needed to start off with again. And the buddy goes, you know what? You should enter the draw just for shit and giggles. I'm like, bro, you know what? I'm going to be just like all these retired ass old people that are 3 weeks to die. They're going to win the lottery. I'm going to win the drill set. And 3 hours later, he fucking called me and delivered it because he's like, yeah, dude, you won it. Thanks. Congratulations. A little bit of a, it's a serious tape with the magnet. It's awesome. The magnet is really cool, man.
That's so much better than like having to sort of hold it and.
Oh yeah, it's second set of hands sometimes. Battery for the M12, which is a smaller drill. So this is more or less like if you have somebody with you, then I can drill through bigger stuff. He can drill through smaller, like the 2x6 or 2x4s or walls and such, where I can go to the joist with the bigger drill. And then here we have the bits, which obviously it's a big box, but it has all of what we need. Usually, I just go with the small guy.
I love those router tools.
Oh, dude, these these don't piss around. These go through. It's almost like cutting through butter. Sometimes it's very, very pleasing to watch it go into the wood. A screwdriver, and of course a stubbly. Stubbly's got to be a part of every toolbox because sometimes you got to stick yourself into something. And on the bottom there is actually a couple more bits that I don't know. They randomly appear from some sort of a toolkit. I think this is the Gen 1 screwdriver, and this is also a Gen 1 because I retire them into different toolboxes after they start malfunctioning a little bit. There's a couple more drills, I guess, and few Sharpie markers or inks, all I guess you can call them, to just draw on shit. And that's basically the end of the box number 2. So hopefully I'm not boring anybody with it. But this is what I guess the tool porn is, first of all, and second of all, this is what now you see how I work, at least, and what I show up with when it comes to coming over a client's place and taking care of business as it needs to be taken care of properly and professionally. So let me just put some stuff aside here so I can close this nicely and not come back to it because my OCD will not allow it. So there is that. So that's all the toolboxes. The craziest thing that I purchased also is, I don't know if you can even see this, but these are, this is fishing rods.
Oh, for pulling cable through.
For pulling cables, and then they have these little attachments. This is, I have a flashlight fetish, so this is sick. So you can put this proby, right? Turn it off. You can put this onto the end of the stick, and you can see where you are inside the space from the other side with the camera as well. And it comes with a whisk and the chain magnet, which I use. Dude, it's if you know how to work with fishing rods, they're the best thing you can ever own and do things. I've actually gotten rid of my fish tapes. I don't use fish tapes anymore. It's just rods, much easier to do things with. So there is that. And give me 1 second. I'll show you some more. So here we go. This is my soldering kit. I don't know if it's if you guys can see it or not. I think so.
It's a bit too far. Yep, there we go.
So this is the soldering kit. I cut out the foam because I'm obsessed about it. So obviously a voltage meter. Got to have a voltage meter when it comes to Milwaukee. Auto turns off if you forget it. And the prongs. I don't know if you can see the prongs are underneath. So there is all of that. Then
how often nowadays do you actually have to solder wires still?
Quite a bit. I actually soldered all the power link connections when I was doing the theater.
Oh yeah, because for power link you still have to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So then there's a tip cleaner for the soldering gun, and then let me just rotate that.
I forget how much actual power link is still in use sometimes because
quite a bit, man.
Yeah.
Ask Steve. And this is something that Steve, I wish you to be jealous, but I think you should be because it's awesome shit. I know yours are much better, but this is cat's meow, bro. Like cordless freaking soldering gun. It's awesome.
Hold it lower a bit.
And the tip gets hot pretty quick. So I absolutely dig it. And it's a 6.0 battery, so this thing's gonna last you for a while. Like I literally can solder with it the entire day, and it doesn't die.
Nice.
Yeah, come on. There you go.
I mean, I take it it's you don't solder like water lines with that, but
no, but it's enough cable, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then the heat gun, of course, right? The battery for it is underneath here. I don't want to take it out. And then you have different nozzles that fit on. I don't usually use that one. I use I call the scoop. And then you can put your cable here. All the other cables are outside of it, and you shrink tube. And
yeah, that's excellent. So many people I've seen over time just do electrical tape and call it a day instead of heat shrink.
No,
electrical tape always comes off over time.
Of course it does. And the glue and shit. And I have these little clamps that alligator clips, so they hold stuff together. Fuck it, I might as well just take it out. And then I have the soldering, and I also on the soldering wire, I have the pinout for the DIN plugs. I don't know if you can see
Nice.
it. Yeah, you can see it. So if you stuff it in there and go from there and don't have to even think about it. Sometimes it's just easier to do it that way. It's a quick
So,
reference.
have
I'm
you
not as
ever
good
had
as
a
Steve to have it in my head. Say
have
again.
you ever had a job where you came to this woman's place and say, "Hello, ma'am, I'm here to fix your B&O," and like slow jazz music started, and you
No, no,
you dropped your
no,
tools and
no. I would never do that. I'm not sure. This is the most expensive, I guess, bit where these are,
you're
the
breaking up like
patent.
crazy at the moment. I don't know what happened. Oh,
Mm,
you're back again.
I don't know. Maybe I'm talking too much.
No, you're
B&O's
good again.
B&O's being jealous. So there's these are the female connectors from B&O. These are actually, I think they're $25 a piece still, and the male plugs, right?
Sorry, DJ Neo just said no. The music doesn't start. That's why you're there.
That's right. So there is that.
You just go to
This one
yourself.
is
Boom, chicka, bow, wow.
this one is called Atlona HDMI and IR, and this one I have more or less all of the specific IR cables. So there's plugs with RG45s, which are very uncommon. And I do, Brandon, I do have your shit boxed up. I'm going to send it to you. So this is regular IR cable to an RG45. They're 10 meter long. I don't know why B&O did it so long, but I guess it makes sense. Another IR cable for the link eyes. There's a couple link eyes in here as well. Also, what I forgot to show, yeah, in the update box, I do have two types of link eyes in order to control, like get into the BeoSystem 3 if needed be, and so on and so forth. So that's box number
Yeah,
3.
because the old link eyes are 3.5mm jack again, right? And the new
I have
ones are
3.5.
RJ45.
Well, I have a 3.5mm and the D sub and the freaking RG45 because there's 3 gens now. Here's the power link box or PL DIN RG45. You know what that is, right?
God damn it!
Would you like? So,
It takes B&O literally months to get that now.
well, I have one.
And I'm not even
Amazon,
joking.
Amazon variant of it.
I've got that one now, but it literally took B&O from October to March to get one of those things. And I doubt they even really delivered them in March. So I have a generic one now.
So this is much worse what Steve would do from Sounds Heavenly as far as the cable is, but this is B&O's original. You can a trigger to RCA's. I guess a wire, and the rest is just miscellaneous cables. These are, and I completely agree with Steve, and I did run out, thankfully, I just lost these, is those piece of shit RJ45 do DIY deals. They're absolutely terrible. They're absolutely terrible.
As in because they're finicky or the quality is bad?
The quality's bad. The boards are shit on them, and like I had nothing but buzzing and whatnot, so I stick to regular. This one is very much depleted, but it's a Masterlink box. It's depleted because of my mom. I had to do her house, so there's only a couple RG45 DINs that I have, and I think one of the most unique products that you can come across nowadays from B&O is a Masterlink voltage injector or ML power box.
Mm-hmm.
So what that does, you put a USB into it, right? Plug a
Yeah.
USB deal, and it injects I think 6 volts into the or 12 volts. I don't remember the exact voltage, whatever the Masterlink voltage is, into the system. So then you can make your NLML converter a audio master if you don't have anything else. So you can have a core tied into the NLML converter that's driving 15 zones of Masterlink that had been replaced by broken down fucking 9000 failed, right? You can't get parts anymore. So this is, I have only one, and it's more or less special safe for that. And to join Masterlink, I do use the B&O's OJ or OG buses. So, and they just cover up. You can do up to 4 cables to it, right? 1 lead and 3 out. and then the Masterlink bridge distribution blocks. So this one is little hurt and curtain right now, but I have to rearm. Another weird one is this guy, which is I call it just analog, and here there's a whole bunch of different
Old,
things.
really, really old.
Well, yeah, I have DINs, I have plugs for all the MCL lines, and like three prong DINs. I think I have, yeah, the three prong DIN. You can see it right there. That's the speaker plug, four pin DINs. There you go. So these are for the old systems. SCART converters. Never
I
really used.
bet you
I've used a couple.
if on Discord somewhere somebody will ask for those connectors at one point or another, because I've already seen a few of those, and I think Steve even stopped with those old plugs with the flat and the pin thing.
Mm-hmm. So, oh yeah, these are definitely, they're gonna be rare for the old systems. Optical to coax, I use this now for converting, into the core or out of it. We all know what this is.
That's the BSN 5 splitter.
That's right. That's the BeoSound 5 USB input Behringer. So I have one of those, and if come across something that it might need it, come on, get in there now. My Chinese packers now you can't go in. Bastards, you. So there is that. A whole bunch of weird connectors. Like sometimes, or back in the day, you could run VGA through a Cat 5 or Cat 6 cable into Biosystem, BioVision 4s and whatnot. Antennas and shit for the 9000, couple optical cables, and that basically then inventories that. So that's some of it depends on what. Obviously, these boxes clip together, right? So I usually clip on, view together, and go, and go from and whatever I need to go on the job site with, right? This is mains cables. So this one is also a little bit depleted because I haven't really redone the cables, but it's got all kinds of mains cables that you would need, or extenders, or
Wait, do the B&O mains still not have a ground in North America?
No, you can use regular.
No, I know you can use regular, but like, do your 90s have like grounds on them?
Oh yeah, those do. Those use the this plug.
Yeah, because I take it. No, but on the wall side, I meant.
No, it's got ground. Yeah.
Because I take it some of the older houses don't have the ground hole yet in.
No, that's houses that old are not here anymore, more or less. This one is mains plugs. So this is where I have different custom connectors. I have a ton of ferrites in here as well to mitigate if there's a buzzing of some sorts. Plugs. This one is my favorite, the Power Cube. It's got 3 outs. It works really well. And I put these condoms on shit, just whatever. So there you go. A couple of the Lutron things. This is probably one of the lifesavers that I still have as a packet here. This is a light load for MLC. So what it does, it simulates a load or higher load than what the LEDs draw, so the dimmers can work properly. I'm running down to nothing here. Waterproof chiclets, I call them, but I don't really use them. They've been here for a long time. I solder shit together, and I don't have to worry about it. It's watertight. I actually use those soldering socket things, and they work perfectly. I don't have any to show you, but that's basically it. So this one I don't have a label as a box because it's just random miscellaneous stuff. But what it should be called is cooling and labels, I guess. But it's just a whole bunch of tapes and shit. But these are the experiments that I had gone through over time as far as the fans are concerned. So I was using these to cool the Avant, and they were noisy.
Do they fit inside?
In my TV, they do because the board is missing. But they're also very, very thin.
Yeah, but that's over 10 millimeters thick, isn't it?
Well, let's get a girly tape and measure this shit out, bro. Let's see. It's 40 mil.
Yeah, but thickness.
It's 10 mil. So it would fit, no problem.
All right. Well, good to know.
There is that.
mean,
And
just in
yeah, like I
case
said,
we want to keep Avance on this side of the pond alive forever,
hmm
especially the 55s. Like I said, it's the new chaps getting into the hobby, which I
yeah,
really enjoy seeing. Because I
yeah,
mean,
and then they
we
get
all got
screwed
into
over.
B&O secondhand, but it's so much of B&O rests on the TV doing the main thing.
And least but not last is the fasteners box. So this is where all the screws. This is what I bring out on the installs and shit. So a lot of cheating, as you can see, the freaking drywall screws or drywall anchors.
Well,
I
they
use
can
these. I
take
don't know
quite
if
a
you
lot
guys
of
have
weight,
those.
those white ones.
Yeah, these ones, the toggler bolts.
Oh, those
Those
are
are
massive.
those are awesome, dude. Like I use those for like I
Are they
used four of these to install my 8000s on the wall brackets without touching studs.
are
And
they
never
M8 or M10 versions?
as far as the watts. Think
Look M8 to me.
3/16. So whatever that is. Yeah.
That might be 6 mil even. But anyway, that carries a buttload of weight.
Yeah, I think they go like 350 pounds, whatever that is in kilos. I don't remember the kilo rating on it. But yeah, and that's basically what I show up to do jobs. Uh,
150-ish kilo.
yeah, per thing. So, and the last one is on the tripod, which is the Hilti. This is something that Milwaukee finally picked up the pace, and they did develop their own laser system. I still like the Hilti because it's very compact. It's battery powered instead of M12 batteries, which are bigger, but it also does uh, a really good. You can see, like, I just love it. And lock it back, turn it off.
After you turned me into something of a somewhat of a tool enthusiast again, I got one of those for installing shit around here as well, and it
Okay.
it's such a simple concept, but it's so handy to have for making straight lines.
Oh, dude,
Because it doesn't
the
matter what
level.
your floor is, especially that laser level with the crosses, right?
Yes.
So recently I used it because I was hanging 4 picture frames, and the idea was is that one was portrait and one was one was portrait, one was landscape, and then
hmm
the other two below were offset the opposite way. And with a laser level like that, it was literally zip, zip. Okay,
The
that's
laser level is
level.
awesome. I
That
don't.
like that is level like that, and then you measure it out with the tape and set the laser level to measure, and it was like, oh, and these are the other on the bottom, they match.
Yeah. No, I love it, man. So yeah, that is what I work with. That's my Milwaukee collection, and that's all that I bring to people's home. I always wear a red shirt, and I always wear black pants.
Well, Sandeep called you the Patrick Bateman of installers.
So I don't know who Patrick Bateman is.
Uh, I, the movie is American History X, I think, right? Or no, sorry, American Psycho. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, psycho or not, wouldn't you
And
want to have something like this come to your house?
well, yeah, you kind of have to be psycho to be in Canada and call you and go, I want Danish cable management, because that basically means you cannot see cables.
hmm
Sandeep, you shouldn't say a thing. You bloody spent how many grand to put the cables in your floor? You just didn't
Right?
do it yourself.
I would be doing it. Shit, let me just grab another soda. It's funny. But yeah, it's good times with the tools, man. It's a lot of it. But
Yeah, but the right tools make so much difference in how easy
oh,
the job is.
well, there's also a vacuum, and my best helper of all, the fan, the little M18 fan. Because you go to houses that is just so freaking hot, it works perfect.
Also,
So
Billy Balwag asked, Or was it? No, Max asked, do you have a van for all of this?
No, all this fits in the Audi. I don't bring the rocket lights, but all of this fits in the Audi, no problem. Believe it or not.
Even
Put the
if you,
seats down and
yeah. I was just gonna say, my Golf is slightly smaller, but it fits surprisingly a lot of stuff if you put the seats down.
yeah, it seats down and like I move the fridge up to the front because then I don't have a passenger at that point if I'm loaded up that much, and then the other guy brings whatever he brings, right?
Even if you have to sit with the fridge on your lap, you still are better off than in a van
Hmm.
of anybody that installs anything.
Yeah, because it's just uncomfortable. Like, and yeah, tomorrow I'll be driving a van because I'm gonna be renting one out just to move the bed. So it's good times.
Yeah, apparently my neighbor was doing that. Fortunately, we were out, but we saw him in the lift, and he apologized for honking on our bell because he apparently said his mattress is one of these mattresses that if you pull it upright, it flops and it just falls into itself. And like trying to turn the corner in the hallway, it like leaned against the bell, and they couldn't do anything about it. It's just like, yeah, we weren't here. It's fine.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it all fits. Like I said, I don't have an issue with it. And quite honestly, like, I bring certain things that I know I need. I don't bring everything,
You're
right?
breaking up again like crazy. I don't know why.
I'm gonna plug in. Yeah, plug in, and it's gonna be no problem. It's crackly for some reason.
Yeah, it's weird. Oh, well, that fixes everything.
All right,
Oh, there we are.
the speakers changed. Let's see.
Probably went to wired mode. But yeah, you do have an insane amount of tools. What?
There we go.
Oh, there we are.
Just took a little bit. Nice picture.
Wait, is that a leaf blower?
Yep.
Just to blow shit away if need be.
You know what I use it for? When I'm crawling through the ceilings and the puffy insulation gets compressed. So, because you basically make a path, whatever you're doing. So
Yeah.
then I take this and I blow everything back in through normal. So then the insulation is back to level. But I also use it to blow shit off my car, like snow. And I used it a lot for drying Lego bricks because you can lock it, right?
Yeah.
And when I like 'cause I was packing everything, I washed all the dust off of all the Lego. So yeah, I use it a lot. And then there's the vacuum and the blower. The blower is, like I said, the lifesaver, especially in the summers. It'll get a lot of use in Florida. That's goddamn sure.
Well, regardless of where you are in any sort of crawl space, you're usually doing some sort of amateur acrobatics. And it's always
Yeah,
harder than just standing around in the living room.
exactly. So yeah, that's it. And then yeah, the rest I'm still eyeballing right now, to be honest, a compressor. Not that I needed, but like I more or less wanted for Lego to blow the dust off of it because the dust offs get expensive and the shit got expensive now too. Like they ask stupid money for those cans of compressed air. So I'll just buy a compressor.
Yeah, compressed air was always quite expensive for what it actually is.
Right? And they don't even let you get high off it. Like remember that intervention girl? I'm walking on sunshine. Oh my
Oh
god!
god.
Somebody should use walk. I feel bad for her. She's probably not alive anymore. But she was the reason why they had added that gross taste to it.
Well, people
So
will find ways or stop caring about the gross taste.
exactly, that firefighter's lamp is insane. That is on top of the tools. It's 700 meters range. I bought it just for shits and giggles, dude. So fun.
What, that one?
Yeah, yeah, that one is a big old big. And there's a couple different lights. Yeah, this thing is 700 meters range daylight.
Bloody hell.
It's yeah, it's firefighters and what is it? Like electricians use it for locating posts or like the huge electrical towers, so they can see. It's funny. It's a huge light,
Yeah, and
but
I need to get myself some toolboxes because how organized your shit is, it makes me sort of embarrassed for how it's just dumped into a corner.
well, you know what? It's funny that you say that because a lot of installers, like when I walk in, first they think I'm a Milwaukee rep. I'm like, no, I don't come in here to sell fucking tools. I'm coming here to install stuff. Second of all, they do feel embarrassed because they have, like the mix and match of shit. They're kind of jealous, I guess, about it because it's like, it's not, that's our Barbie doll, I guess, as far as the men are concerned. So, you have your tools and your guns, I guess. But I come in, everything is uniform, right? I even have a black drop sheet blanket, so everything just matches. It looks better, in my opinion. It looks more professional, and I am a professional, so why not show it? So, and I stand by my work, so be proud of it. Like you should be proud of it. So that's
Well, I'll
yeah.
need a whole house install at one point or another.
Well, yeah, you'll help. You'll learn a lot too.
Oh yeah, I mean it's just in America or North America, it's so much easier to do with drywall walls than it is like
We should video document it.
this is
Yeah.
fucking hard. Like that's to make it
Well, it's concrete.
my mic pick it up. It's slightly painful on my knuckles actually.
No, here we bang on the wall. It's freaking resonates. But yeah, that's the scoopage.
I mean, I guess the Breton is slightly similar on the interior, but
Mm,
just anything DIY in America seems a lot easier.
yeah.
I
Yes, he
mean,
does.
next time I'll take my own drill out because I didn't clean it as all the other people did. But
Oh shit.
I could probably show it, but I could barely hold it up like this for like 5 minutes because that's how fucking heavy it is. Because otherwise, I can't make holes in these walls.
Oh yeah, like I have in the second toolbox there is a hammer. That thing is a hammer drill as well. It's an awesome drill, and I'm glad and I'm happy and I'm lucky that I don't have to do that. And even if you go through a cinder block here or mortar, I guess, or whatever, it's those. What is it like? The fire escape staircases are built off of those bricks. That
Yeah.
kind of shit. Like it's not that solid, right? Like it's fire resistant, but it ain't gonna fucking stop you from drilling to it with much ease. So
Oh, I have a drill that can go through cinder blocks without much problem, but they stop after like a quarter of an inch in these walls. Like literally,
mhm.
it doesn't have enough power. Like my big drill is 2.5 kilowatts, and it's about 11 kilos or so.
I did generate containers. What about those stoner tile fireplaces? I did have a case where I had to hang a BB465 over uh, a fucking fireplace with that was built with sandstone. Like the finish on it was sandstone, and it took a little bit of digging about and researching, but I did manage it. I got really screwed on that deal. That guy actually fucked me out of 9 grand bill. He paid me 3, and the check bounced too. So that was one of those that now you take a deposit before you step on foot. Like if you don't trust me to deposit money, how the fuck am I about to trust you for even paying me after I'm done with what I'm
Yeah.
doing? So yeah, that was a life lesson. But I did hang it uh using various like I man, it was a fucking process, but I had drilled enough into it so you couldn't see or not couldn't see you weren't suspended on that stupid rock. It was all back whatever meat I could find in behind it as backing. That's what I attached that TV to. It turned out to be a very nice job. It's too bad that I fucking donated them or volunteered my time on it more or less against my will.
Sandstone is also not a great stone to hang anything on or in.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I mean, it's so soft.
So yeah, that was
I mean, my dealer did something similar. I think my dealer said he had a a client from here that also had a second house in like either Italy or Ibiza or something, and it was like an old original house, right? And they wanted an Avant, I think 75. So he came there to hang it on the wall, and it looked okay, and the wall looked thick enough. Turned out it was a single stack wall, and so the outside wall was literally the same brick as the inside. And
oh well,
once they hung the 75, they literally saw the wall buckle like a bit. So they had to reinforce it and whatnot. But they managed. But it was one of these
yeah, I've had it like that.
moments.
Fuck, you don't tilt that TV out, man. But yeah, it's that the 85 is not a joke. 85 is not a joke as a TV, man. That's heavier than sin.
I mean, even BeoVision 4s are heavy as all hell.
But you know what though? I don't find them heavy after dealing with the Vans for a while. Like I don't. The 465 is just nothing to be worried about, really. It's a TV that is okay. Yeah, you're kind of, but you're not really heavy. So
Sure, but I mean, there's a scale for if you compare it to any modern TV, it's heavy as sin.
oh hell yeah.
I mean, a 65-inch LG panel is what, like 20 kilos, something like that, maybe.
Yeah, I did the contour on Friday for the first time in my life. Beautiful. Gold. Not the biggest fan of the gold color, but man, does it look sexy as shit. It really looks good. I wonder
Yeah,
about the heatsink on it though, like because there's a heatsink that installs and that basically routes the stage's heat into the bottom aluminum frame because there's the heat pads they connect from what I've noticed, right?
mm-hmm.
So how much longer lifespan do you have on the stage that is in the contour because the cooling is done a little more efficient versus the stage that just sits on your wall or countertop?
Is it? Because I mean, there is when it's just loose from each other, it's separate and more free flowing air, I guess. I mean, in the contour, it is sort of like packaged in a giant wooden box, and maybe it just gets too hot if it's not for the fins or heat sinks and stuff.
I don't. I guess because yeah, it is enclosed. Maybe because there's not really much. Well, there's passive venting right on the bottom. There's little slats that the air can circulate through. It's a very clever design. I just hope those panels last long, or they are going to be interchangeable indeed, or in fact. But it's a standard West amount.
The back, yeah. The inside is dependent on LG.
Yes.
And how much play there is. Like if LG potentially changes it a millimeter or so, not so much of an issue. But I think with the C1 to the C2, they've potentially changed it more than 5 mil either side. As in like narrower because they have less bezel, and then to compensate a bit, they went slightly thicker because there's now also a massive heatsink in the OLED panel because all the new OLED panels are last year's Evo panels, so you can go brighter without burning up the OLEDs.
Mm-hmm. I think you should check if you keep conscious of it. Like after watching a movie, let's say, check the stage on the where between the tweeters and the bass drivers on the left hand side to see if like how warm is your wood grill because that's where the heatsink is.
I think in terms, I have the Prestige Creators cover on it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot more free moving air in there anyway, because I mean, between the wood, there's nothing. Versus when it's the fabric, right?
Yes.
Uh, does it matter a whole lot? Probably not. I think it's probably one of these B&O things where it only matters if you're in a very hot and humid climate and you run it at 80% all the time. Which is
Or it's
also,
sunny to it.
yeah, but that's something B&O, like, me, you have the opposite ends of use cases that you have to
That's right.
obviously design for. And B&O is usually quite good at that.
Mm-hmm.
Because who knows? You can live in Phoenix or whatever, and you're 2 months of summer where it's like 45 Celsius, and you want to use it as an outside TV. It has to survive that. It can't
Yeah.
just like last a year and say, "Well, it's where you live." Sorry.
The craziest shit I've seen was when I was in the Denmark, like when they pulled out the freaking Avant out of the freezer, man. That was insane. Like TV completely iced up, man. Completely iced up. And bro went and fucking plugged it in and it turned on. And the speakers came down, dude. Like I thought the grease would have been frozen. But
Depends
it
on how
worked.
cold. It depends on the grease type again. All that sort of
Minus
stuff.
24. It was minus 24 in the
Yeah,
freezer.
yeah. So there's enough types of grease that will be
Well,
thicker but not solid.
mm-hmm.
I
Oh, yeah,
mean,
that's
just like
insane.
like at minus 24, your vodka doesn't go into an ice cube.
No.
At least if you have any decent type of vodka. And if it does, your kids probably stole what was in the bottle originally.
That's why I don't drink vodka. I don't like it anyways. Gross. It's the first liquor I got drunk on, and I just can't do it anymore. Just the taste of it, smell of it,
I mean,
turns my stomach.
was it the BV4 42 was 32 kilos already.
Damn.
So, yeah, the BV465 was, I don't know, I can't find it that quickly, but it's probably around 65, 70 kilos or so.
465?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
But
remember how much it is
so it's
or how
not a
heavy it
light,
is.
and that's probably without speaker still.
Yeah. What the hell? Where's my lights? Bastard new foyer pots.
Evening Prestige.
There we go. I don't know why my foyer pots turned off for some reason. Oh man, I'm gonna be turning down the freaking lighting system probably this week. No, not probably. Definitely turning down the lighting system this week because I need it to be installed in my mom's with the rest of the moms from the old house. I gotta reset everything. Shit, I gotta get these engraving button blanks because because it's not gonna be what I have here. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of fuckery. But I need to do that because I need the switches from her place, the dumb ones, the clickers, to be installed here. And then we're left. Love it. That's a nice pick. How do you find the sound being on the table position?
I don't know if he's here at the moment.
Mm,
In my experience, it matters very little.
that's cool.
I mean, it changes somewhat, but I guess the mids are slightly more diffuse, but not in a super bad way. And it's impressive how they compensated for that. But in terms of height experience, you potentially gain a little bit. But
Mm,
I mean, overall, if you can, I would hang it straight on the wall. But I understand if you're like renting, and you don't, like you with your shape, don't want to patch up a bloody wall before you leave.
Dude, it was funny. I showed my friend came over the other day and like, look at this. He's like, holy fuck! And I'm like, that's 72 screw holes in the wall, 6 per tile. There's 12, so it's already patched. I haven't sanded it down yet because I'm not doing any sanding until my bed is out of there. Because I'm not getting
Because
drywall
otherwise
dust
you're
into.
carrying all this dust to me.
Well, no, I just don't want the shit get into the walnut, right? Because it's a
Yeah.
grainy wood and it'll just be disastrous. So I'm not at all taking chances. So once the bed is out, which is tomorrow, tonight, basically it's my last night here sleeping tonight, and yeah, then just patch up everything, paint, shampoo the carpets. Well, obviously take out the goddamn electrical, and she's good to hand over. So yeah, I still gotta take the V1 off the wall. Kind of just
How many
oodling
holes
and noodling.
does that have?
5, but they're big.
Maybe a
One is.
stupid question, but if the studs are the metal studs, right?
Mhm.
Like, how often can you actually hang something in there without deteriorating the strength of the stud? Because metal is not like wood. Like, you kind of
No, it
keep.
doesn't heal itself more or less. But I'm not touching the studs. I've the way that it worked out as far as the center of the TV being on the countertop. You know how the V1 wall bracket works, right? There's 2
Mhm.
screws. Uh, it happened to be the stud is directly in between those 2 screws. So I just toggle, tighten it so it's not touching the studs, but it's actually harvesting full support from it. So that's how I have that done here. But I haven't really attached much into the studs. But you're right, like there's a limitation to how many times you can drill into this thing before it's just standing on itself by being held by the drywall, I guess, or the remnants of whatever.
Yeah, I was just wondering because my old place in some walls had metal studs, and it's like, okay, I'm not hanging anything heavy on this wall.
So yeah, it's so weird with the time change here. So it's 2:41 on my computer, but 1:41 on my stove because I haven't changed anything. But then it says also the same time on my cell phone is 1:41. It's so weird. That's stupid time change. It's such nonsense, man. It makes no difference to whatsoever.
Yeah, we haven't had that yet.
I know, and you guys are like 2 weeks from now, right? Or some stupid shit. It just makes no sense to me. Why do we do that? But it is what it is.
Um, by the way, I just looked up a random number generator.
Okay. For what?
To give away.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Well, first one is 1.
How many people?
About 8. But
No, nice.
the loss to anybody that hasn't discovered our Discord yet. So, where did I put it?
There it is.
Congratulations, Max.
Oh, sweet, nice.
So,
Right on, Max.
Max, I'll be sending you the gold opener, and yeah, that's what you asked for, anyways.
There you go, and a sweatshirt for the kids.
No, the sweatshirt. Let's see.
It's Max again. What the fuck? Let's see.
Number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. DJ Neo.
Right on.
So, DJ Neo, I hope you listen carefully and that you're actually a large. You're getting the sweatshirt.
Sweet. Right on,
So,
bud.
yeah, I need addresses. And if you're in the Netherlands, then it's a lot easier for me. But
Yeah. If you send it post note, you'll probably get the short sleeve version of it.
Yeah, you just get the hoodie,
Or a
right?
fucking
Like,
tank top. Just get a tank top out of it. Fuck. Oh shit.
well, just wash it really hot if you're a medium, but it's a large. And yeah, Max, you'll get the golden opener.
Yeah, man.
Sweet. Also, by
Like
the
it.
way, Max, thank you very much for helping with the forum and that sort of thing. And it was fun having you on last week on Monday to fill in for Willie.
Nice. Yeah, I'll be filling in this Monday too because I need to get this fucking sorted here. ASAP. Stat.
Yeah, so
Plus,
tomorrow, if anybody's interested, there's if you look in the top of the B&O Discord, let me get this up. There's an event here. If you want to join, you can come join. Currently, I mean, it's set for tomorrow at 8. And currently there's 3 people interested. One of them is me, Roger. I don't know if that's probably your last name, Mabukela. And
there you go.
did you
Just popped up. Right on, bud.
So
there you go.
yeah. Tomorrow will be a bit different because I'll switch to the YouTube for the YouTube members. But that'll be fun, and as per usual, anything goes really. And if you want to join, just come join the Discord. You don't pay for it or anything; it's free. So all you need is an email address and a username of some kind, like Billy Ballbag.
Oh fuck!
Somehow,
Amazing.
I just envision him sitting on his desk, like fondling balls all day.
That's funny.
But yeah, congratulations, Max, and congratulations, DJ Neo. I'll be getting them to you. I just need addresses and shit. So
yeah.
But yeah, if you're ever in the area, you can also pick them up and they'll show you shit if you want to. If no, then no, that's also fine.
Indeed.
I mean, if you want to keep your purity about you. I mean, somebody on Discord early in the week, it was Curly. He was asking me how much better are 90s than 50s, and
50s are better if you're moving them.
Oh, for sure.
That's the only difference. 50s are better when you're moving them. 90s, fucking, bro, sucks. Especially when you live somewhere without an elevator that you need to go stairs up. That would be. I would fucking hate you as a client if you did that to me. Like you bought set of 90s and I got to log them 4 floors up, like Henrik's house. That's friends off right there, bro. Done. We're fucking done. I would hire movers for that. Honestly, would. That's enough money in it that yeah.
But it's so hard to describe. Like, I'm not sure 90s are 2.5x the price better, but they're better enough that they stick in your head and that it's annoying when you listen to them, that you go back to anything else and it's sort of like, yeah, it's not quite there.
Nope.
And
nope. It's exactly that, man.
But it also isn't. So for like stereo listening, the 90s are quite a bit better than 50s.
Yes.
But if your main thing, like me, is movie listening, then that is no longer the same linear trajectory in how much they're better. Because
you don't sit there with the narrow mode, right?
Yeah, and even if you do, like it's movies are like you kind of need that center channel to a degree, but you also are contaminating the space with everything around you. If you're willing to put it that way, like it's not like you're not paying attention to just that and just that. With movies, it's like that at minimum for me, like a 5.1 system. And then in my case, it's that.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. But I don't know. I always enjoyed it. Yeah, I did listen to the movies in narrow mode, and they're, I don't know, it sounded great. But then again, I live by myself. But the narrow mode sounded better with the 17s than the 18s. I must admit, because the 17s are directional speakers,
Yeah.
and they just sounded much better. They also were much more punchier than the 18s, but 18s are cute.
Yeah, like Steven says, and 90s are very design heavy in your face and it dominates every room they're in. 50s tend to integrate better into the average room. Yeah, that's sort of. But even if you
I agree and
disregard
disagree.
that,
I agree and disagree. I agree with the that they dominated their, like, in my apartment when they were in black color, they dominated the shit out of the room. Like, absolutely dominated the shit out of the room. Once I got them in white, it completely subdued that entire speaker, because now they're still big, but they're white. They blend into the wall. They're not as contrast heavy as having something black, and it's harder to see dust on it as well, because I could see the dust in the bottom of the sails all the time. Fucking, I vacuumed the '90s periodically, either color, but still, like, it's just those were the things that bothered me about the black ones, and also that it was a fucked up main amplifier. But that's besides the point. So that's the thing. Like, I would still choose '90s over the '50s, but the moving is it's a big deal when you fucking move those speakers. It's a big deal. It's
even if you move them
177
a foot.
kilos. Well, that, like, is with the skates. That's okay. But, like, let's say you got to move them. Like, I have to move them to the storage locker now, right? Like, to get those speakers to Florida, it's not gonna be a big deal because they're just containered. But to get them from that fucking container into where I'm gonna end up at is gonna be a logistical nightmare, because I need to make sure that whatever place I pick, the doors are wide enough. It has to be 32 inches that I can get through, and it has to be a clear path of 32-inch doors all the way to my unit or a house. If I'm gonna be in a house, then it doesn't matter. But that's that. But it's just it's 177 kilos a box with '90s, like with the pallet and all that shit. Because I don't have the cardboard one. I have the first gen when they did them out of this huge ass, what's it called, box. But no, I'm not selling my '90s, dude. Are you out of your mind?
He said,
There's
won't.
no way. No,
I'm
no, I'm
robbing
not.
you of your 90s at one point. I'll
No.
be Florida man. I'll just come in with an arsenal. Like, I am decapitated now.
Yeah, those '90s are gonna be mine for a while. But yeah, I thought about selling them, but I'm like, no, I don't want to sell them. Fuck it. They're much. They're dear to me. I would sell the 18s and all the rest of it, but I wouldn't even sell the shape for all I care. But I don't think I would sell the '90s yet. I'm not at that point of time with me, or with myself with them.
Certain speakers
No.
do that to you. For me, it's my 18s. I'll ride and die with them, basically. I'll
Mm,
keep them till they're basically falling apart and there's no repair parts anymore. I fully
mm.
expect them to still be around when I'm 50, to put it that way.
Well, if you run them on power link, they will be, but those Lysa
I've
uh,
never,
boards go down.
I've never run them anywhere else other than PowerLink.
Mm,
I mean, to me now my 50s are good. They're very endearing as well, especially with the aluminium grills. I,
yeah.
d- it's like I'm less out of everything. I'm less in love with 28s, although I know they're a lot better speaker than 18s, which is sort of
Mm,
weird. Like the 18s got me from the start, where it was like, oh, this is gorgeous. The 28s were sort of like, this is pretty, but it's not like a 9 out of 10 like the 18s are. It
mm,
sounds fantastic, but it's not like an 8 or 9 out of 10 like the 50s are. but budget-wise, compared to both of them, it makes sense.
Yeah, but the performance is on a completely different level when it
Yeah,
comes to 28s, right? Like,
but in terms of like selling something, I'd rather sell the 28 out of the like 3 main speakers I have on the floor
mhm.
than the 18, so to say. Although it's very easy to argue that if I were to go back to like a 5.1 system, you'd have a better 5.1 with 50s and 28s.
Oh, of
But
course.
but I'd rather have the 18s at that point. I don't know. There's the same with most people don't like BLab 1s, but you and I do. Which is I don't know. I have a soft spot for BLab 1s like most other people apparently don't. But I just love those things. And yeah, it's like it's not super bass heavy and it could be more capable and it probably should have been, but I don't care. They sound fantastic and they look great and
They look great. They do. I
and
agree
in
with you
their
on
own
that.
way they're really impressive. Like people will walk straight by it not realizing it's a speaker because it's too abnormally long for a speaker.
Hmm. Yeah, it almost looks like a wall or lamp of some sort, just called.
Yeah. I mean, the same with 18s. They're not really a speaker if you just glance at them. I mean, it's because we know B&O that it looks like a speaker to us.
Hmm.
But if you live your life with, like, I don't know, Harman Kardon or Bowers and Wilkins or whatever.
Eric's secret hideout.
Apparently, somebody left me a comment on, like, podcast 199 or something that said the left lower guy, which is Eric. I had no idea you had Brian Adams on the show.
Oh, that's funny.
That was hilarious.
That's funny shit.
I mean, it's somewhat of a compliment.
Yeah. Brian Adams. We'll call him Brian from now on. For the shits and giggle.
I mean, I guess I can change his username on Discord or something.
That's funny shit.
I mean, I changed your name.
Mhm. Put this back here. Forgot all about it.
By the way, if anybody has any install questions, especially for cable management and that sort of thing, shoot your...
Fire away. Yeah.
I mean, we're here
Ask
now.
anything. Ask anything, man.
Because the thing with B&O that you can't really do with like the monoblock amp and that sort of shit is hide your cables.
See, but that's like the polar opposite of what B&O is, right? Because those people are proud of their cables because they're branded cables, right? And I'm not saying they're branded like branded as name cables. Like they and they spend copious amounts of money on it and they want to show it off.
Yeah, but
They
not
want to
only
show off the
that, they're
entire
not
system.
shielded enough to be permanently in a wall.
No.
And that's
So-
what I love about B&O. It's like, why do I want these cables out?
I don't. I not that I have a cable phobia. I more or less have cable hate. I hate looking at shit that's poorly managed wiring and
I mean,
it just
I haven't gone full Denmark yet. I don't think it's ever wise as a non-Dane to go full Denmark into the cables where it's like, oh, I see one. It's like,
Well,
I
but you
don't
can go
care
full
that
Denmark.
much.
you can go full Denmark in America once you get here because you can hide everything into the walls.
Yeah, but if you go full Denmark and you have like 17s on the wall, technically the power plug should be on the backside in the wall of the power socket, right? Like that's where you tie it in.
No.
That's how I see a lot of people do it super clean. They take it down to the junction box and put it into the live wire there that way. So if
Yeah,
you ever
that's
want to...
exactly. It's illegal as fuck, but it works.
Yes.
I've never had a house burned down, and I've been at it for a long time. And none of my shit has burned down because I have it done exactly the same way.
I mean, I pretty much like to like be able to unplug it from the wall if I ever need to, not like take the side off and have to take. Like, just give me. That's fine.
Well, you can still do that because you can just drop the cable down, put a spark plate beside the power plug, and just plug it in coming out of the wall with the regular. Then you're
Yeah,
still
yeah.
within the boundaries of legal. looks fucking stupid, but I'll give you that.
I understand, but that's all I'm saying is I'm not that anal about cables. I'm not full Denmark. I'm not like if anybody wants to see Brian go head first into cable management because he is Danish, like in the UK and now in his house in France, like there's a cable you see like that, and it's like, oh god, the radius. Oh no. So
No, I
it's to the point people actually comment on like, no, you need to bend it a bit more. So it's
well, because it looks good. The same thing, like I do the same. I mold the cables too, so they look good when I'm putting them in the rack and or in like the junction box, right, where it all comes from whichever the entire house, and then it just goes down the stacker, the plastic channel deal into the rack. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work in my mom's house, that's for sure. I have to first I have to build a couple partition walls. First, I have to organize everything in the basement because I canceled my storage and I moved some of the stuff over there. So, well, I canceled one storage and ordered another storage that is close into my house. And yeah, this is gonna be a good time. So hopefully, in a few months, I'll finish everything in my mom's house because I'm obviously gonna still be working.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, and go from there. Uh,
I mean, I do appreciate the clean cables on servers and stuff like that, but I don't know. Even
it's
Sandeep
the
gave me
same.
shit because you could see one power cable run down. It's like, really?
I don't like. I like it look nice. It has to
Yeah.
look nice because that's
Same.
my
I
name on
just
it.
don't care for 500 euro looking nice for one cable because I have to then get like fucking serious pro power tools out that are water cooled cutters to make a channel in this fucking wall to make the
Well, but
cable.
that's given the fact that you knew you're not going to be staying there forever, right? What's the point?
Yeah.
I understand that, but if you're living in a house, like you're living in a house, like I did what I did here because it was also doubled as a showroom. But secondly, I did here because I could. Like you have that ability to do shit through these plastic ass or I mean cardboard ass walls with the tinfoil in between it, right? Like who's to say I can't run, drill a little hole into the stud and then just push a cable from one thing so I have the 9,000 on the wall, but the converter's on the other side of the room, right? It still looks like there's something different in the other room, but it's tied into something across the wall. And same shit with the Avant in the 90s when they were at the front. I had the last furthest hole. I don't know if you can see it. The last furthest socket there
Mm-hmm.
is basically a straight pass through into the office. Like that wasn't there. I did that just so I can get the network and power bar and all that shit onto the living room side with the power manager on it.
Oh, by the way, before we get out of here, I forgot we have a question. Well, it's general question, but from the Discord, and
Mm,
BeoTool has a question. He's the owner of a BioCenter 9500 with
okay.
an intermittent failing CD player. It plays perhaps twice out of 10 attempts. The other 8 attempts it fails. He's taken the unit to 2 different repair shops, much expense but no love. Uh, he's read that these players fail because laser fails and it's nearly impossible to replace. Do you know if these lasers are replaceable still, or?
No, there was a potentiometer on it that you could turn it up the brightness, but if they had already done that through the repairs, then you are more or less SOL. There are some Chinese lookalikes that might work, but I wouldn't put my name on that. The 9500 is, yeah, that's unfortunately. If you can find one, good for you, but I don't think that you'll be lucky enough.
Is that also the main reason why it stops playing every so often? That the laser fails, or is it like capacitors usually the fault?
It could be one or it could be the other, but like with the 9000 per se, the best way to test how good your laser is to take a burnt CD and try to play it.
Yeah, but this is a 9500, right? So it's not.
Yeah, no, I know, but you can do the same thing. Like if you're playing burn CDs on it and it have a hard time picking them up, originals are gonna be definitely more playable because the way that they're burned is with commercial laser when they're in a mass production, and
Mhm.
it's actual holes where the other ones are more or less like divots that it just melts that foil enough so the then that's the difference between burn CD. Burn CD takes a lot more light output to read it correctly than a original one. So that would be my 2 cents on it. But I don't. I can ask my tech in Vancouver to see if he's got if he's got a line or a suggestion on the 9500 mechanism.
Yeah,
But I can't. I personally I don't know a line on any of that anymore. That's so old that
they're
just
pretty, but I see them coming up for sale secondhand every so often. But it's like
yeah.
my BeoSound 2300 again. Like, what do I need all this other stuff for? Plus, if I'm moving, like all this old stuff is voltage dependent anyway.
Well, if you want a 95 or 9000 Beal Center, I have two of them. I have the shiny and the matte one, so you can pick yours. I need to sell that shit. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, and once I get to my mom's, like there is so much sorting that I have to do still, and whatever I can get rid of, I will before I move. The purge, the great purge, is gonna be serious.
And also, you'll see that.
And I might move to
Oh,
Montreal for a few months as well.
I
So,
can't really show this properly. But Anders is 9000. When it tries to initialize, it just moves half a centimeter and then stops and goes back.
you know what? The 9000 is the only CD player, or one of the only few products that I had never ever had the courage to touch and fuck around with. That and a 3200 or 3000 doors. Did never touch it.
I mean,
That's something that has an issue with the lining. Maybe it's the lining sensor or alignment sensor. I don't know.
because he says the relay is clicking, but it sort of sounds like it clicks on like it normally would. It goes to position, then tries to go down, and it's like, no, we're stuck in something or other.
So that's weird.
At that point, I'd take it to a specialist, personally,
I would.
because if you fuck that up, it's first of all shame, and secondly, then really expensive, because none of the shit is made anymore.
No, no. I still have one laser mech, and I'm not selling it. I'm keeping it with my 9000 because I thought that I'm going to sell the 9000, but I'm not going to sell the 9000. I own way too many the CDs that I like. So
Alrighty. Well, that was it for BeoTool time today.
seeing my tools now, at least when you see the installer coming into your house, you can tell how professional they are
If
about
he has
what they
dirty
do.
shoes and doesn't have slippers,
No slippers? Did you fucking kidding me?
can't have that.
Well, you know what? I used to go barefoot, but if you run around the house with the marble floor for a whole day, your ankles are fucking shot, man. They're shot. So that's why I wear the slippers because most of the places are a high end home that is either a hardwood or tile, very little carpet, and if it's carpet, it's fucking area rug, and it's one of those that it's like those towels that you don't touch in the bathroom. That's so I don't yeah, but
My sister had one of those, and then she had a kid and a dog, and then that
uh,
one's gone.
there is fucking done now.
Yes.
Oh fuck. But yeah, it's fun times, and I have like this little foam pad that I bought from Home Depot, so I can uh for my knee, especially in the
Yeah.
summer. Thanks, generic enthusiast. I appreciate that.
But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. I'm gonna call it for tonight. You got 8 minutes extra. Come join me tomorrow if you're there, and if not, come watch. But
I'll try to troll if I can.
Yeah,
When
so
I can, I don't
just
think.
remember the Discord. There's an event in the top, and you can also join last minute if you're not sure yet. It doesn't really matter. You can come in at any time. We'll have fun. And thank you all for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't yet already. And see you next week.
Different background for me. Bye.
Bye.
You know, when this long night will fade away, and we go back to our old ways, two perfect strangers in disguise. When the sun is going to stretch his arms on the road, turn us again with his shrill call into perfect strangers in disguise. But until then,